We just got an update on Scream 7 regarding a mysterious new working title and a loose filming schedule. Let's get into it.
Well, sometimes that is better.
What's up, my horror-loving dudes? I'm Killjoy Jake, and today we're talking a little bit about Scream 7. Production Weekly just posted an update for the film and gave us a mysterious new working title. Let's talk about that first. Massive shout out to my friend Kay on Twitter, by the way, for pointing this out to me. The working title for Scream 7 will be Blackbird, and no, I'm not talking about the Beatles song. I wish I was, though. That's a really good song. The only thing I can really pull from that, it's a bit related to the previous working title of the last film, Blackmore. Now, that has some oddly deep history in the Scream franchise as of recent, at least in the radio silent era. So going all the way back to Scream 2022, in the script, during the scene where Melissa Barrera reveals that she's the daughter of Billy Loomis, they changed the name in the script to be John Blackmore opposed to Billy Loomis so that no leaks would get out on the internet about that. No one was really expecting that in Scream 2022. We had all of our theories about Dewey, that was kind of the focus, and Jenna Ortega being the opening kill, but nobody was talking about how Sam was Billy's daughter. That was a big shock. So in honor of Billy Loomis's pseudonym, they named the university in Scream 6 after him, the one that we rarely even go to in the film. Blackbird could be referencing Sam for being in the same lineage as Billy Loomis, but I think that this is more of a reference for being in the same location again as the last film. And that leads perfectly into the next part of this update because they're going to be filming in Montreal again in Q1 of 2024 with a loose wrap date of April 19th. So this is all going to be speculation, but I'm pretty sure we're once again going to New York City with the same group of characters. We're filming in Montreal again, that's where the last movie was shot. No, the last film was surprisingly not shot in New York City. That would have been way too expensive. They only get Marvel movies up in that. But because they're going to be filming in Q1, I have a feeling that maybe we'll be seeing Ghostface in the snow finally. Which, let's be honest, that's the big thing that I want to see from the next movie. I've been pitching all these crazy theories about going to a cabin in the woods, like during a snowy time. I just want to see Ghostface killing someone in the snow. That's all I want to see. I don't care if it's New York City or butt nowhere, or somewhere in between. I just want to see Ghostface take someone down and bury their face in a bunch of snow. I am just a simple little Ghostface fan, okay? According to third-party source Viewer Anon, the film is scheduled to have a release date, once again, tentatively in October. Now, that is a rumor that's not 100% confirmed. Do want to make that very clear. If this is the case, that's not necessarily the end of the world. I mean, that's about as much time that passed from the beginning of filming for Scream 6 to its release as well. Like, think April to October. That's a lot of time to edit, get your music right, and all that bullshit. So I'm kind of fine with that. If that is true, I still think that they should aim for a 2025 release because who knows how long the strike is going to go on. I mean, I don't see it going for the rest of the year, but it's a maybe. I hope that these production studios get smarter than that and actually pay writers and actors what they deserve, but you can only ask for so much in this life. Let's go WGA and SAG, baby. Get that money. But let's get back to New York City in the snow for a second. How are we feeling about all of this? Would this work for an entire film, or does that feel a little too gimmicky? I have said it before, and I will say it again. If we have our characters going to New York and we're going to the Statue of Liberty, we're going to the, Times Square and all that, that's gimmicky. I don't like that at all. We didn't have that in Scream 6. It just felt like we were in a big city, which I know some people don't like. They're like, it didn't feel New York enough. And I'm like, but I'm glad it didn't feel too New York. Otherwise, it would have been way too gimmicky. It's like, hey, we're in New York, everybody. Don't forget, there's the Statue of Liberty. I almost said there's the Eiffel Tower. And I'm like, that's not right. That is incorrect. Look, there's the Empire State Building. Isn't that great? Like, I don't care. Give me character development. Give me Ghostface killing people. That's my only big worry about going to New York City again. And we do have a change in creatives, don't forget. Completely different director helming this film, so that gets me a little worried about this new one. I feel like snowy New York vibe, though, is definitely going to have a different feel versus the last film, which mostly took place in October, so I don't think it's going to be that hard to differentiate 6 and 7, which makes me happy. Like, I look at Woodsboro as a setting, and I think about how boring that is in some of the sequels. Like, I love how in 2, 3, and 6, like, we're at this completely different location. It changes the murder mystery. The location itself is almost the character in those films. Scream 3 is a little more commercialized than the rest of the movies, which I know some people don't like, but I think it totally works with the Hollywood setting. And Scream 2 has like a goofier, punky feel to it, which I really like for most of the movie at least. It's very fitting with a college-focused setting, even though it doesn't look anything like Ohio. Trust me, I would know. It is literally just corn here. That's it. Corn and tall grass. Oh, and don't forget about the lake that catches on fire every now and again. I love it here. It's great. I know a lot of people are concerned about Christopher Landon directing, but we still have Radio Silence producing. Like, it's still gonna feel like the last two films, but also have that Christopher Landon touch to it. He's He's a really good director. I really like Happy Death Day and Freaky. I feel like that tone is really gonna vibe and mesh with Scream. That I have no worries about. The biggest thing and the biggest issue that I'm still going to harp on literally until I see the film is that I think there's gonna be too many legacy returning characters in this next movie. Scream 5's mystery was leagues better than 6. And listen, I love 6, but man, the mystery just was not there. Let's compare both 5 and 6 for like 2 seconds here. 5 is great because you only had 4 returning characters and 2 of them die in that film. Those are 2 of the biggest death kill scenes or whatever in that movie, so the mystery still worked because the majority of the cast was new characters. In Scream 6, the murder mystery doesn't work because the majority of people in that film at almost every single moment is a legacy returning character of some variety. If it's the core 4 or the OGs like Gale Weathers and Kirby. I'm gonna say this right now. I forgive Scream 6 for the little weird quirks and inconsistencies that it has because it does some really fun and cool things that this franchise has never even dared to do in the past. I appreciate that about that film. But Scream 7 has a bit of an agenda here. They have to do what 5 did and kill at least 2 legacy characters, or I'm not gonna be happy. Bring Sydney back, give her happy ending. Okay, yeah, we all want to see that. Come on. But if Danny and a member of the core 4 does not die in this movie, I'm going to be upset. Chad can only get stabbed so many times. I don't even want to get that specific. I just think they have to kill a legacy character in order for a mystery to work. Scream 5's mystery is so well done, and that Amber reveal is so shocking because the majority of the time you're watching new characters. I mean, there's entire sequences in Scream 2022 that don't feature the legacy characters at all. But like in Scream 6, the only scene I can think of that doesn't feature any returning characters from previous movies is the opening scene. And that might be the best part of the whole damn thing. I guess you can also count that moment where Dermot Mulroney looks off into the distance and says, "Hey, Deputy, pull Agent Reed's file. I'm definitely talking to someone who's like right here." Opening scene should be someone who survived from the last movie. I don't even care who it is at this point. We just gotta start knocking off the legacy characters or this next one's not gonna work. And listen, by legacy characters, I don't just mean Gale Weathers or Sidney Prescott. I'm talking about the entire core 4. Danny at this point is a legacy character, which is insane to me. The guy should have died in the last movie. But listen, Scream 7, I know some of these things hurt to hear, but you gotta pull that band-aid off. I love these characters too. I've heard the writers talk about how much they love Mason Gooding and how they can't kill him. He's too charming. You gotta go there for this next movie. You gotta kill some of these charming characters. I really do love all of them, and I have a video coming out tomorrow where I kind of shit talk Mindy a little bit. But even though, yes, there are weak links to these characters right now, they all shine at different points in these films. They are good characters, but at some point, this is a slasher flick, they gotta die. The only person I see being safe is Sydney. Someone else has to die in this next movie. At least a couple people have to die. I just cannot see another mystery working in the same medium that Scream 6 had. And the only solution I see is killing off some of the returning characters. So I know I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but Guy, James, please kill off some returning characters. Make this mystery good. I want another Amber reveal, baby. I'm always excited for more Ghostface action, but what do you guys think? Are you excited for Scream 7? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching this brand new Scream 7 update. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and if you support me on Patreon, I will be very happy about that. I will start an OnlyFans if you support me on Patreon, but you know, then you'd have to support me there too. You know, maybe I'll just start the OnlyFans instead of doing Patreon. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.